Hey guys, Ryan here, Ryan Steinelson. It's 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the day that we do what we do every Tuesday, which is to help you guys generate a continuous stream of pre-qualified, pre-sold leads. And we do that by leveraging a lead generation strategy, which is using, a lead conversion strategy, which is using conversational AI and also delivering the workflows or just getting the job done with AI as well. So that's what we're here to talk about. And we're talking about, and we have talked about, leveraging AI in every aspect of your business. So if you're thinking about leveraging artificial intelligence, you might have heard about OpenClaw or Gemini or Claude Code or Claude Cowork or any one of the new agents that are helping business owners, real business owners, get real shit done, real work done in your business. So if you really want to know how to leverage an artificial intelligent agent, basically a intelligent agent to handle not just responding to your emails, but handling the outbound emails and text messages that go out to prospects. So you can have agents that are actually selling for you 24 hours, 7 days a week, that do research for you, that put a synopsis together for you at the beginning of every day before you start your day. So that's what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're moving away from just having a conversational AI agent that answers the phone and responds to messages to having an agent. Yes, we can do that. We've been doing that for over 2 years with DIY AI, which now we are rebranding as LSA Command and Convertly. So Convertly is the conversational AI agent that is separate from the LSA Command. You can get all of it together in the LSA Command solution. We have a lot of business owners and a lot of agency owners that are using the platform right now, the conversational AI platform, to generate more conversions, to get more results for their business long term. So why would you want to listen to me? Well, I've been dabbling in this conversational AI space and working really hard at it for the past 2.5 years. I've built my own software. I've got my own 7-figure digital marketing agency. And I've been doing this for over 16 years. My agency is 15 years old. For the most part, my team runs that company, and now I'm creating artificial intelligent agents for businesses to get the workflow done, to get their job, whatever it is that they're doing, whatever it is that they do that is outside of the actual job that they do, or even in the case of attorneys, for example, even doing the job that they do. I mean, there's a lot that AI is doing right now in the attorney space. I have not used an attorney for well over 2 years to write up anything, because I have AI agents that can give me any type of document that I need, whether it's for here in the US or in Costa Rica. I'm looking at property in Costa Rica. And I mean, I've asked the AI agent if I can purchase land there without having to go to a bank to get a loan, and what I can do. I asked the agent what I can do to actually give the person security. Well, my realtor didn't know, but the AI knew that I could give the person what's called a guarantee trust. That is a Costa Rican document that allows me to give the person much more leverage if I ever default on the loan. I would never have found that out unless I paid $1,000 probably to an attorney in Costa Rica. Probably I needed to have a translator. And then on top of that, I can have the AI agent write up all the documentation to create this trust. So, I mean, if I can do that in Costa Rica, I mean, surely I can do the same thing, like there's another person that we're meeting with in Costa Rica recently or soon that wants to create a nonprofit here in the US. Well, all those documents can be created using AI. So it's really is a very easy challenge to be solved with AI. If those things can be solved with artificial intelligence, just think about what else can be solved with your business. Whether you're an attorney, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're working with a pest control company, and everything that is outside of what they do to control pests is now being managed by AI agents and sub agents. And so I've created a conversational AI software. I've spent close to $500,000 on the creation of that software over the last 2.5 years. And I'm going to spend more because the leverage that it gives us for our clients, on behalf of our clients, to actually make sure that all the calls are answered is second to none. It's priceless. Now what we're doing is we're creating those same type of conversational AI agents in order to qualify the person, identify what the pricing structure is going to be, send out the invoice, book them on a calendar, do the review request at the end. So everything outside of what the business owner is doing, which is actually, getting rid of moles for people, is all being done by artificial intelligence. So if you want to find out more about how we can help you, you can go to our website at diyai.ai. That website is now going to be replaced by LSA Command and also convertly.io. And then also you can join us on our school community at school.com/DIY-AI. Again, that's school.com, SKOOL.com/DIY-AI. And you can also text us or call us if you have any questions at 561-861-3238. And I look forward to answering any questions that you have today. If you join us live, I know there's a good number of people that are in the school community. I've had great conversations with people in these live workshops. I do them live so that I can have live conversations. That's the best kind of communication and consulting that I can do, because not only am I giving the person value, but I'm also giving the people that are watching this on the replay, and also that are watching this live, which we've got a few people live on X and Facebook and YouTube as well. So today I've got some topics. If I don't have anybody that jumps in, then I'm just going to go over the topics today. So what I was saying is that most businesses are still forcing customers to navigate clunky phone trees or wait on hold to just book a simple appointment. If a human has to pick up the phone to answer the basic FAQs in 2026, your margins are definitely decreasing. So today I'm going to show you an exact framework to deploy voice-first agents that answer the phones, handle the objections, and book the calendar with zero awkward pauses, like I was saying, earlier. So we're moving from text bots that customers hate to voice agents that these people, that your clients would actually enjoy talking to. It all depends on how well the agent's set up. So this will allow you to stop losing leads to on-hold music, okay? And how much would it cost you to hire somebody, like to hire a service, a call service? So if your bot has a 2-second delay, the first voice-to-voice AI, the death of the awkward pause. So if there's, and I'll go into it, but there's text-to-speech agents, and then there's speech-to-speech agents. So if your bot has a 2-second delay, then your customer is already hung up. So one of the strategies to get rid of that pause is to shift from text-to-speech agents to a native real-time audio, which is more speech-to-speech. The new voice models process speech in under 200 milliseconds, the exact speed of human conversation. They can be interrupted, they understand tone and emotion, and they sound completely natural over a phone line. Now, 11 Labs has some of the most emotionally aware agents that we've heard of. We can use their agents. They are about 10 times the cost of a non-emotionally aware agent. I can show you some examples of exactly how well these agents perform. One example from 11 Labs was where somebody called pretending to be an irate customer that had a his flight canceled, and he was talking to the airlines. And it was amazing how aware the agent was, and how it paused, and how it reframed things, and how it really made the person feel heard, as opposed to just run over. So 2026 consumer behavior shows that a 75% drop-off rate for inbound calls handled by legacy, high latency, interactive voice response systems compared to native voice AI. So let me go and show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So so I'm gonna share my screen and share with you an example. So here we go. Yeah, here's the expressive mode. All right, so go ahead. Here we go.
Hey there, I'm Jennifer with 11 Airlines. And how can I help you today?
Jennifer, my flight just got canceled and I'm stuck here in Orlando. At this rate, I'm going to be missing my daughter's birthday. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm so sorry about that. Let's figure out what's going on, okay? Could you please tell me which flight this was?
Yeah, this is flight MD412.
Great, thanks. Okay, just pulling that up now. Okay, yeah, I see it. 3 cancellations on one trip. That's not the experience you should be having. I'm gonna fix this, okay? Let me just see what I've got.
Okay, so I hope that you guys heard that. In my opinion, that's an amazing example of how good AI agents are today. If that doesn't tell you like what is possible, I don't know what will. Now, the other thing is, and I'll show you this in a second. There's some, well, I think if you're a client of anybody that is offering conversational AI agents, I think that is the new gold standard that I would put in front of anybody that you're buying an agent from, just to be able to have that type of a voice. Now, we have found that voice does not do as good of a job at gathering information. So if somebody speaks something and the agent's supposed to dictate that information and send it off to, for example, a CRM in order to add that information to the CRM, then what we found is that it doesn't do as good of a job as some of the other platforms out there, like Retail or Vertex or Ultravox, even Ultravox being a speech-to-speech technology. Now, this is a speech-to-text-to-speech technology, which is very surprising because the latency is very, very low. I mean, it's super fast, and you can hear the empathy that the agent has. So if you're trying to, for example, use the agent to get reviews, which we have in our system, we have an outbound AI agent that actually makes outbound phone calls in order to gather reviews from people that business has done work for. So the way that sounds is, hey, this is, Ryan, I'm with, and I'm Ryan, me being the AI. So the AI would make the outbound phone call talking to the person, like saying, hey, how you doing today, Miss Edwards? My name is Ryan. I'm a digital agent for, Accelerate for, DIY AI. I'm just calling to see, what your experience was with our service and wanted to find out how it went. If the person has a positive experience and expresses positive information on the call, then the agent is going to take that and dictate a review that it then sends a text message to that person to be able to copy and paste into the link that the agent also sends at the same time to leave it on their Google business page. So it's a fully interactive AI voice or text that would go out to somebody, and it can be automated. So it can interface with your CRM. So once a job is done, the AI automatically makes an outbound phone call. Or when that business or that person is tagged in a certain way in the CRM, the agent makes an outbound call or text in order to get that review. So I hope that makes sense. So, I would use that kind of a voice agent, because the opposite of that, if somebody had a bad experience, is if somebody having a good experience is if somebody had a bad experience. If somebody had a bad experience, then you want that AI agent to be very, very empathetic. And so that's where we would use an 11 Labs voice with empathy in order to help that person be heard or feel heard. Because what we do is we have the agent find out what happened and then do a warm transfer to the owner of the business. So this is a very pivotal time in the evolution of these conversational AI agents, because they're now becoming much more human-like and much more empathetic. Not that we would say or try to pull the wool over somebody's eyes and say that the agent is not a digital employee or an AI, but that we would let the person know still that it's an AI agent. We're not trying to pull a fast one on anybody. We still think, even if you cannot tell that it's an AI agent, that it's important to let people know that they're talking with an AI agent, just to be clear. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that was a good example that you guys can now see what's really possible. So the second topic I wanted to talk about is the shadow AI security threat in your office. Your employees are already using AI and they're leaking your company secrets to it to do it. Shadow AI is the biggest hidden risk for small SMBs right now. Employees are pasting customer data and proprietary SOPs into public unsecure AI tools to get their work done faster. So one thing that you can do is you can build a centralized, secure internal AI workspace using DIY principles, so your team gets the power of large language models without training public models on your private data. So you can set up a large language model that is local, okay? It's locally run. It's not a Claude or a Gemini where the agents are training on the data that you feed it. So industry reports indicate that over 60% of employees use unauthorized AI tools at work, creating massive compliance and data sovereignty liabilities for business owners. So I've noticed that the AI understands all of the workflows for almost every vertical. How do you think the AI agents know that? It knows it because somebody else has built out the workflows in those AI large language models. That's what's happening. And people, I think part of the problem is that business owners or employees don't know that this data is unsecure and that the large language models actually train on it and learn from it. So now your proprietary information is now everywhere for everybody else to have access to. So something to think about. And please ask any question that you want here, either in the live video or on the recording. You just put it in the comments and I'll respond to every question. Okay. And then finally, I'm just going to go into the last topic here today. And I think it's a really good one. It's predictive CRM hygiene and sentiment scoring. So stop paying salespeople to call dead leads. AI shouldn't just record what happened. It should predict what will happen next. We'll look at how to hook your conversational AI into your CRM to automatically tag, enrich, and clean your lead data. More importantly, you can now show your agents how they can assign a sentiment score to every inbound interaction, automatically prioritizing your human sales team calls call list based on which leads are most ready to buy. So this really allows your sales team to utilize AI-driven sentiment prioritization. And when this is done, businesses are reporting a 30% increase in close rates because they're calling the hottest leads first entirely autonomously. So this is where you really want to make sure that you give the AI, and this is where you can set up a in-house large language model. You can even build this on you can even have these large language models on your phones, for God's sakes. But you can make it like a company-wide large language model that could do this sort of sentiment scoring and almost be as powerful as probably 70 to 80% as powerful, but powerful enough to do exactly this type of scoring, and you don't pay for tokens. So this CRM enriching information is really where the opportunity is. Now, you want to make sure that you give your AI just the required access that it needs in order to get this job done. But this is something that you really want to start thinking about in order to really make it so that your in-house sales team is as productive as they possibly can be. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. Let me know if you got any questions. Again, you can join us totally free. We got a school community, school.com/DIY AI. You can go to our website at DIYAI.ai, or you can call or text us at 561-861-3238. Let me know if you got any questions. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.